So if you have a problem, or you have a problem in your family, you have a problem within yourself, maybe it's a problem, something you're struggling with your own mental health, whatever it is, we think, okay, just cover it up, numb it, and it'll go away because time heals all wounds. But what is time doing to that gunshot wound that you never treated? Anyone? Like you said, it becomes infected and you can die of that infection. Time does not heal wounds that are not addressed. You have to treat the wound. You can't get a gunshot wound and not clean it out, see a doctor, go to the hospital. You have to get it treated, and then time will heal it. But you have to address the wound. This is one of the hardest things for people. Especially, and I know where I am, especially in certain cultures. There are certain cultures that are more hush-hush about your problems. You sweep it under the rug, don't let anyone know that you're having a problem. You have to appear perfect. Your marriage has to appear perfect. Your children have to appear perfect. Make sure that people don't know. Because what are people gonna say? Honestly, we worship what people say. You want to talk about worship? That's worship. You talk about La ilaha illallah, right? What does that mean? La ilaha illallah means that there is nothing at the center of my existence other than God. Okay, that has a lot of implications of saying La ilaha illallah. It means that's what you care about most. It means that's why you live your life the way you do. Because you're worried about what Allah is going to say about you. But we don't care about that. We're worried about what our neighbor is going to say about us, what our relative is going to say about us, what our friends are going to say about us, and it's almost like this weird obsession. And we teach it to our children, don't we? We pass it on. Live your life based on what people are going to say. Do this because people will say. Don't do this because people will say. That's worship. And that's it. That type of worship will make you live like a slave. Always to the opinions of others and what other people are thinking, what other people are going to say about you. So that's part of the oppression that we actually put on ourselves and on our families. I've heard of cases where a woman could be abused. She's actually being abused. And her own family says to her, no, go back. What are people going to say? That is absolute slavery. That you will subject your daughter, even, to abuse just so people won't call her what? Divorced? Like the scarlet letter, right? The D. That's weird. That's oppression. That's oppression. But why does that happen? Why does that happen? When we have the wrong focus. We're living our lives for the wrong. We're living our lives for the wrong reasons. We're living to show off to people. We act and we don't act based on what people are going to say and how people are going to view us. That shift, there has to be a shift. That's how you free yourself. You know when the man came to the companion, or the companion came to the people to tell them about Islam, he said, I've come to free you from the slavery to the slave and bring you to the slavery of the Lord of the slave. It's a liberation from this slavery to what people think and what people are going to say. This woman that I said whose daughter got in an accident, you know what the third thing she mentioned was? She mentioned 3 things for resilience. I mentioned the first 2. The first was about your expectations. The second had to do with what you focus on. And the third was, she would ask herself, is this behavior helping me or hurting me? Is this behavior helping me or hurting me? So she found herself one day, for example, looking through photos of her daughter. And she just kept looking through the photos. And she stopped and she said, is this helping me or hurting me? You see? And she said, you know what, it's time to to go to sleep for the night. So monitoring your behaviors and see, is this beneficial for me? Is this hurting me? Is this helping me? Is this helping my healing? Is this good for me to be looking at this profile right now or to be following all of this? Is that good for me? Or is it hurting me?